How do I showcase my achievements in an HR interview? This is one of the questions that most HR professionals ask themselves whenever they are preparing for any upcoming HR interview. Join me in this discussion as we shed more light on how to showcase your achievements and especially how to take advantage of the situational or behavioral questions to bring out your understanding of HR processes. As usual, my name is Mary and I am joined by Evelyn, our interview coach, who will be shedding more light in this subject. Thank you, Evelyn, for joining.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me here.
Great. We're talking about achievements and especially how to showcase it during an HR interview. But someone is watching and maybe they could be wondering, what do we mean by an achievement? So what is a professional achievement?
Well, Mary, professional achievements can take many forms, but generally you may find that they involve measurable impacts as well as results that you've had in your role. And this may include, like, let's say you exceeded sales targets by 20% or even reduced cost by 15%. They also may involve new initiatives, processes, or even systems that you've implemented that, of course, improved efficiency as well as performance. And then they may also be specialized skills or even training, certifications that you've gotten, which are, of course, relevant to that particular role, or even awards, recognitions, promotions that you've gotten from employers. Now, the key here is to highlight now the impacts or the results, and not just to job duties. Yes, Mary.
Interesting. Now, with regards to an HR interview, during a HR interview, what are some of the effective ways that a candidate can showcase their professional achievements or accomplishments?
Now, the best way to effectively highlight your achievements and accomplishments is to, first of all, have at least 3 to 5 achievements prepared beforehand to discuss in that particular interview, and then quantify these impacts where possible. Just the way I stated earlier on, you can say you increased sales by 20%, 30%, 25%, whichever percentage that you achieved. And then also use the STAR model technique, or rather the STAR method, in your responses, so that you can give a brief, concise, and complete answer. And then also, lastly, you can even come prepared with any awards, recognition letters, or even materials to show proof to the interviewers about the achievements that you've had. Yes, Mary.
Interesting. I know every employer, they are very keen on achievements because everyone wants to onboard someone who is able to bring in the results that they are expecting. Now, could there be any particular achievements that HR interviewers find more impressive over the other?
Yes, Mary. Now, the following achievements, of course, they are particularly impressive to the HR interviewers. And the first one is any initiatives that you spearheaded that, of course, delivered business impacts, which are, of course, measurable at the same time. For example, if you led a training program for your sales team, which increased 20% for the first initial calls. And then secondly, if you went way above and beyond your responsibilities to just make sure that you benefited the team as well as the organization. Now, for example, you can say you stayed, let's say, overnight, like several weeks, to just make sure that you helped your team clear the backlog so that there were no any service level agreements that they were missed. And then there could also be, for example, any specialized trainings, certifications, or even skills that you've acquired. For example, if you've done a project management certification, to just boost your skills when it comes to project management. And then also, if you received any awards or recognitions from your previous employers or even clients in the same industry. For example, if you're given Employee of the Year, so that is impressive. Now, the key, of course, is to highlight the relevant achievements that are in line with the role as well as the company itself. Yes, Mary.
So the main goal is to ensure that the achievements that you're showcasing are in line with the role that you're being interviewed for, or the overall objective of the potential employer.
Yes, Mary.
Interesting. In our previous video, you highlighted some of the typical questions that a candidate should expect in an HR interview.
Yes.
And I was more carried by the situational and behavioral questions.
Yes.
Now, during the interview, how can a candidate integrate their achievements when responding to questions like behavioral questions?
Yes, as a candidate, you can seamlessly weave your achievements into your response in a behavioral question using the STAR method, the one that I talked about earlier on. Now, maybe just a brief description about the STAR method. S stands for situation, and this describes, of course, now the situation that you are in, the challenge, the need, the project, or the program that you are facing at that particular moment. And then T stands for task. And this basically explains your specific role or responsibility at that particular time. And then S stands for action. And this is basically, it helps you give a detailed step on how you handle that particular task given now the situation. And then R stands for result. And this is basically the outcome, which should be quantifiable and measurable at the same time. Now, just an illustration to maybe bring out the STAR model technique. For example, in an interview, I asked Mary, tell us about a time whereby you had to resolve conflict with a co-worker. Now, using the STAR method, you're supposed to bring out your answer this way. There was a conflict with a co-worker over who should take the lead on an important customer presentation. That is now the situation. I took the initiative to schedule a meeting with them so that we can be able to understand both our perspectives and find a solution that will work for the rest of the team. That is now the task. I proposed that we split the presentation responsibilities based on our respective areas of expertise. And this helped us to work collaboratively and deliver a highly successful client meeting. That is now the action. And then as a result, the client was impressed and we ended up securing a major contract. That is now the result. Now, Mary, the STAR method is basically to help you showcase your skills, experience, and even qualifications effectively. It also helps to put you into action, and that is what interviewers usually expect from candidates. Yes, Mary.
And definitely at the result part, the last part of it is where now the achievement
comes in.
Or the accomplishment comes in.
Yes, Mary.
Interesting. I know someone who had an upcoming HR interview has found this video very insightful.
Yes, Mary.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me here.
Great. Okay. As an HR professional, indeed, every potential employer wants to onboard someone who is able to go over and above to bring the results, the performance, what they are expecting. And hence, they need to know how to showcase your achievements, your accomplishments during an HR interview. In case you would be more keen on a more personalized session, feel free to reach out to us and we will customize the session specifically to suit the interview that you have coming up. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching.